So I'm going to start off this week at work, funnily enough. And at the car park we've got a small apple orchard that's been here for years. And the guy that looks after the gardens, what he does is he collects all the leaves up for me and stores them in lovely little piles under the apple tree. So before I go to work, I just pop in, take a couple of bags full and take them home. And there we go, as quick as that. It took 5 minutes to fill the boot up with 5 bags full of leaves, and there's plenty more to go. So what I'll do is I'll just come in early every day to work this week, collect 5 bags, take them home and drop them off at the allotment on the way home. And also outside where I live there's a load of trees as well, so I shall get some from there. So it's Friday afternoon and I've just popped down. I've got a bag full of leaves that was full. I've collected it all over the week from work. I've managed to put a good percentage in there and some in there. What I'm going to do now with the rest of them is I'm going to top up my leaf mould bin. What I do with this is during the year, as I'm composting the green material, I throw in a couple of handfuls of the leaves to act as a carbon source. So I'm going to get as much of this in there as I can, and then the rest I'm going to drop into these bays. First little job of the weekend completed. I've completely emptied this compost bay and I've transferred it into this one. So the central bay now is full and I can leave that for the rest of the year, as is the first bay. So I've got 2 full bays that are rotting down, ready for next spring. Well, to be honest with you, I feel like a bit of a spare part at the moment. There's not a lot that needs doing. Everything that needs to come out has come out. Most of the beds have been covered over. Apart from a little bit of tidying up and sweeping on this plot, there's not really a lot else that I can do. So I've checked in the greenhouse, everything's fine in there. I'm just going to have a quick look in the polytunnel, see if the broad beans have come through and see how the garlic's getting on. And then I'm going to move on up to the second plot. Absolutely nothing's happening with the broad beans, but I'm not too worried. I can always sow in spring. But the shallots are doing okay. The garlic's looking all right. The strawberries are still trying to flower and produce fruit, although with the weather we're expecting over the weekend, I don't think much will come to them. So I shall just go up to the second plot and have a bit of a look round. The onion sets that I put in here a few weeks ago all seem to be doing well. They've all come through. There were 2 there that hadn't come through last week, but they've popped through over the course of this week. So I should just leave them to keep going. I'm going to get some enviromesh put over the top of this, and the plan is in spring, once I've got my onions that I'm growing from seed, I should fill the rest of this bed up and possibly that bed there. Quick look in the other greenhouse. And the tomatoes aren't ripe enough just yet, but I didn't think they would. Some of those have started to go a little bit funny, so I'm going to take them off. I'm not sure if I have to leave these to go red to save the seed, so if anyone knows, if you can let me know in the comments. Well, in the absence of anything else really to do, the only thing I can find is to tidy up this area where the comfrey grows and weed the edge of this bed and sort this out. There's plenty of foxglove plants in there, so I might see if I can transplant some of them up to the other plot, put them around the pond, because I'll give them a little bit of height at the back to hide the ugly water barrels. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with the asparagus, whether I just leave it to die off naturally or cut it back, so I'll have a look at that. If anyone knows, again, if you could let me know in the comments. So yeah, all I can do really today is just tidy up this area here at the back of the polytunnel. That's literally taken 10 minutes to get all the comfrey cut down and to weed this bed. And I shall take all the larger weeds out of this, and then I might just have a run down the dahlia bed. That's not too bad. I've managed to get 17 foxglove plants out of half the bed. I think I've selected the healthiest and the largest that I could find, so I'm just going to leave them in the polytunnel to overwinter, and hopefully they'll grow well, and then I can plant them out in the spring. So I've had our first proper frost of the year. I think it's put an end to the dahlias. I was going to cut them all down today anyway. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take care of this bed, just tidy it up a little bit, take everything down. That's the asparagus that I did yesterday on the bed over there. So it's not a day to be hanging around. Just got to get some work done and get stuck in and soon warm up. It's looking a bit bare and barren at the moment, but I've taken all the dahlias, foxgloves up, and my little friends come to watch me. And there's the straw that I'm going to use. I'm just going to spread it evenly across the bed to protect the dahlia tubers and the strawberries. There we go, there's a good thick layer of straw on there now, and hopefully that should help insulate the strawberries and the dahlia tubers and everything. I might just put something over the top of it for a little while to weigh it down. I've no doubt the birds and whatnot will be taking some of it away, but I've done as much as I can, and now I'm going to move on to this bed here after I've had a cup of tea. That's another bed done, and all I've done there really is just giving it a light weed over, and there was a big clump of foxgloves, and so all I've done is just spread them out a little bit. So we're knocking the jobs off the list slowly, one by one. There's still a few alliums in there, just leave them in for now. Probably won't come to anything, but not doing any harm. I think that's it for this greenhouse for this year. As you can see, the tomato plants succumbed to frost. There was one tomato left on it which was almost ripe. It was just starting to turn orange, so I'm going to take that home and hopefully get some seed out of it. But as you can see, what's left isn't really worth taking. So I'm going to head off home shortly because it's freezing cold and I'm ready for my lunch. So that's all for this week. Hope everybody enjoyed the video, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe and all the other things that YouTubers say, and hopefully I shall see you next week. Thank you very much and goodbye.